Welcome back, everybody, to the Kevin Bukicki YouTube channel. Today, we're talking about the New York Jets' most recent game against the Baltimore Ravens. They lose by a score of 23-10. They are now 2-9 on the season, and for those of you paying attention at home, that puts them at the number 4 pick in the NFL draft next year, according to Tankathon. I know I'm not really too into that, but I know people seem to care about that. This game was a lot closer than I expected, and the Ravens ended up getting the win. They've done a great job of turning their season around. They started off 1-5, and they've now rattled off 5 wins in a row to get them back over 500. And I, as well as pretty much everyone else, knew that this team was going to be good this season. There was no way that they were going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL and get an early draft pick because we knew that Lamar was going to come back and ball out. And you got to give credit to the Jets defense. They played really well. They kept both Lamar and Derrick Henry intact. Only problem is this offense still wasn't able to get anything going. And what's frustrating about that is because they finally made the quarterback change from Justin Fields to Tyrod Taylor. The expectations and the hopes coming into this game was that, hey, Tyrod Taylor is starting. He's a veteran quarterback. He's been in the league for many years. Hopefully, he can bring a spark to this Jets team who's played pretty competitive football for a 2-9 football team. So Tyrod Taylor goes out there, and how does he do? He was okay. 17 of 28, 222 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Not great, not terrible. And hell, with Justin Fields, it would take him a month to get over 200 passing yards. So the fact that Tyrod was able to do that in one game is impressive. Breece Hall, 16 carries, 44 yards, as well as 4 receptions for 75 yards. He was the leading receiver for the Jets. And the key to this team's success is just give the ball to Breece Hall. It's really not that simple. They really don't have any other playmakers, especially with the prolonged injury to Garrett Wilson. They are a one-man show, and you got to give credit to the offensive line and guys like Armand Membu and Olu Fashanu. They've done a great job of run protecting and allowing Breece Hall to have these great runs and tremendous lanes to run through. And he was held in check for the most part, but he was also able to get some positive plays. And this is another tough game. Breece Hall, he did have a good game, but he also fumbled when the Jets were down by 10 points and they were marching down the field and they had a chance to make it a one-score game. Best case scenario, score a touchdown, cut the deficit to 3 points, or worst case scenario, kick a field goal and cut the deficit to 7. But he ended up fumbling. The Ravens ended up getting the ball back and didn't end up mattering. And the Ravens ended up winning the game anyway. So this is a tough loss for the Jets. Again, I'm one of the people that actually wants to see this team win despite their record. I don't really care about their draft position and who they're going to pick in the draft. The guy that I'm sold on is Jeremiah Love. Just so happens to be wearing the same number 4 that I wear on my Fantastic Four shirt. And I don't think that the Jets are going to end up getting him because they have Breece Hall, so there's really no reason for them to draft him. But if they move on from Breece Hall, I would definitely love to see them pick up Jeremiah Love. No pun intended. Actually, there was a pun intended there. But this Jets team continues to play pretty good defense. Lamar Jackson was held in check in this one. Only had 153 passing yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, just 13 for 23 passing. Derrick Henry only had 64 yards on the ground, averaging 3 yards a carry. He did have 2 touchdowns, though. And then Lamar Jackson, just 7 carries for 11 yards. If you were going to cook up a defensive blueprint for playing the Baltimore Ravens. This was it. This was the game. This was the way that you would want to play to beat Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, and the Baltimore Ravens. It's just that this offense is god awful, especially as I mentioned, without Garrett Wilson. There is no one other than Breece Hall who can take care of business and handle this offensive load. It's really pathetic. It really is. But next week the Jets will be back in the Meadowlands. They actually have 2 games in a row there. They play the Falcons and then they host the Dolphins. That's going to be a god awful football game. So look, these are 2 winnable games against 4-7 teams. Now Tyrod Taylor is getting more familiar with the offense. He'll have more reps with the first teamers, and we'll see what this leads to in the future. Hopefully the Jets are able to win these games and just try and at least put out a competent product. I'm not asking for them to go undefeated or to win every game, but at least be competitive. And you know what? For the Jets being 2-9, they've been pretty damn competitive for a good portion of this season. There have been a couple of games where they just got their teeth kicked in, but for most of this season, they've been playing some pretty competitive football. And for that, they deserve a lot of credit. But that does it for this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I post. And we'll see you again next time.